Hello, let's start with the second part of pest control practices. In the first part, we have studied types of pesticides and the classification of pesticides based on target and mode of action. In this part, we'll deal in detail the classification of pesticides based on activity and chemical nature. Based on activity, the pesticides are classified as non-biodegradable and biodegradable pesticides. Now, non-biodegradable substances are never broken down or decomposed by environmental factors. Some pesticides do not break down for a long time. These types of pesticides are often used when something must be protected from pest attack for a long period of time. For example, protecting houses from termite attack. So in this case, we require a long-term effect of the pesticides in order to eradicate the termite attack to the household items such as furnitures. Pesticides which remain in the soil or on the treated surface are also often called residual chemicals. When residual pesticides get into the environment, they can remain poisonous and active for many years. If applied incorrectly or used in the wrong place, these chemicals may spread to other land areas and possibly to the water supply. For example, pesticides such as DDT and dieldrin are still found in the environment, although they are no longer available and have not been used for many years. So these pesticides have a residual effect because they remain in the environment for longer period of time. The biodegradable waste include any organic matter which can be broken down or easily decomposed into carbon dioxide, water, methane, or simple organic molecules by natural agents such as water, oxygen, ultraviolet rays, microorganisms, etc. Nowadays, scientists are developing pesticides which are biodegradable. These chemicals stay active long enough to do the job required, and then they break down into simple and harmless chemical like water and carbon dioxide. So unlike non-biodegradable pesticides, these chemicals will not form residual effect because as soon as their job is done, as soon as the pest population is under control, these pesticides will break down into simple harmless substances. Example of these biodegradable pesticides are dipel or diazinon. The fourth basis of classification of pesticide is chemical nature. So based on chemical nature, these pesticides are classified. The majority of insecticides belong to several basic groups, which are broadly defined by the chemicals used to make them. So these are inorganic insecticides, such as boric acid, which is used against cockroach, organic insecticides, which can be natural, for example, pyrethrins, or synthetic, such as DDT, BHC. Organophosphorus insecticides containing phosphorus unit, example is malathion. Organochlorine insecticides containing chlorine, example is endosulfan. The biopesticides, they include the biological agent. BT means Bacillus thuringiensis. So it is used for controlling the pest. Then non-toxic natural materials like pheromones are also used as the biopesticides. Insect growth regulators, these are also called as chitin synthesis inhibitors. So chitin is the component of the insect cuticle. So these insect growth regulator have action on the chitin, which is part of the cuticle. As a result, they inhibit the chitin synthesis. The chitin is important in the molting process of the insect, and therefore it affects the molting of the pest or insect, and as a result the growth of the insect is affected and there is no development of the pest. The example is lufenerol. And the chemostimulants, which are used to sterile the pest. Example is Hempa. The pheromonal control. The pheromones are the chemicals released outside the body eliciting behavioral response in the individual receiving it. There are different types of pheromones: sex pheromones, aggregation pheromones, alarm pheromones, and trail pheromones. The sex pheromones are released by female to attract males. So these are used in male confusion technique. Means these sex pheromones, which are characteristic of the female, are released in the environment, and then male will search the female in the atmosphere, but they will not find the female of the species in the atmosphere and they will get confused. So that will affect the reproductive potential of the pest. Then the traps containing insecticides. So these sex pheromones also can be used in the traps containing insecticides so that the members of the pest will get attracted towards the trap. They can be collected and destroyed. Examples of sex pheromones are epsenol, bombicol, gyptol. So male confusion technique reduces population by controlling reproductive potential of the species. Second type is aggregation pheromones. So these pheromones elicit aggregation response for protection, reproduction, and feeding. Aggregation pheromones function in many ways, including mate selection, defense against predators, and overcoming host resistance by mass attack. This can be used for short period and then stopped so that pest will show misbehavior. For example, periplanon and epsenol are the aggregation pheromones. In the picture, you can see green tree ants. So they secrete pheromones for aggregation that can be for the defense against predator or for the mate selection, or if there is an attack of the enemy, these aggregation pheromones are secreted so that the members of the species will be aggregated, come at one side, and they can use for the defense mechanism. The third type of pheromone is alarm pheromone. These are secreted to warn the members of same species about the presence of predator or enemy. The example, formic acid or alkaline acetate. So insect producing alarm pheromones are wasps. In the picture, you can see hornet wasp or honeybees. So they secrete the pheromone, alarm pheromone in response to the attack of the predator or enemy. Next type of pheromone is trail pheromones. These pheromones are secreted in a continuous line on ground so that the followers perceive it by their antennae and all can reach at the source of food. These are generally employed by social insects, ants and termites for orientation or navigating their territory to a suitable food source by developing an extensive net of chemical routes. So in the picture, you can see the pheromone trail made by ants and they form a chemical route in a line. Hormonal control. Hormones are secretion of endocrine glands. The endocrine glands or organs of insects are corpora allata, which secretes juvenile hormone or JH. This JH stimulates growth of the larva, and prothoracic gland, which secretes hormone ecdysone, or also called as molting hormone. This hormone is responsible for molting process of the insect larvae, that is casting of the cuticle. The titer of these two hormones in the blood is important for maintenance of particular stage of the larva. If the JH hormone titer is high in the blood, then the larva will grow. If ecdysone titer is high in the blood, then the larvae undergo molting. Therefore, these hormones are important for growth and development of the larval stages in the life cycle of the pest or insects. So chemicals similar to juvenile hormone or molting hormone are called as JH analogs or MH analogs. So JH analogs are natural or synthetic chemicals having similar action to that of juvenile hormone, while MH analogs are the chemicals having similar action to that of ecdysone. So in the picture, you can see the corpus allatum and prothoracic gland, which are endocrine organs of the insect. So these analogs can be applied so that you can bring the developing stage of the insect in the unfavorable condition or unfavorable season. That means if the young larvae are present and in the environment the tender leaves are not available for feeding, then you can maintain the larval stage in the environment or that developing stage in the environment. And since the proper food is not available, that will affect the growth of the larva. Chemosterilants. These are chemicals used to sterile the individuals that minimize the reproductive capacity or fertility of the individual. These are used in male sterile techniques. So the males were made sterile because of these chemicals. As a result, the reproduction will be affected and there will be no propagation of the species. They are highly poisonous and found to be toxic to other animals in the ecosystem. Therefore, their use is limited. The example of chemosterilant is hempa. Next measure is mechanical measures. It involves hand picking. So the Lepidopteran larvae, grasshoppers, beetles, plant bugs, which can be easily detected in the field, can be picked up by the hand and destroyed. Second is hand netting. So entomological nets are used to collect the insect and then these insects will be destroyed. Third is mechanical devices such as light traps, maggot traps. Maggot means larval stage. Then hopper dozers, aphid dozers. So the light traps can be used to attract the insect towards the light. Then they are collected and destroyed. Fourth method is shaking of trees. So the branches of the trees can be shaken so that the larval stages or the pupal stages will fall on the ground. They can be collected in kerosene or they can be destructed by mechanical means. Fifth method is banding. So this is used to control crawling pest larvae. The banding by greasy paper band or barrier rings with sticky surface can be practiced. So this will restrict the movement of the crawling stage of the pest or larvae of the pest, and that may also hamper the growth of the larvae. Sixth measure is wire gauze screens. So wrapping with wire gauze of grapes, mangoes, apples to protect them from fruit sucking moths and stem and fruit borers. Seventh is trench digging. The nymphs of grasshoppers. Nymph is the larval stage of grasshopper. They move in bands. So digging will affect their movement and that can be used to control the dispersal of the pest. Insect traps. These are devices used for detection of pest population density and to control the pest. So the traps are of different types. Light traps are used for nocturnal insects. Nocturnal means the insects which are active during night. Color traps are used for aphids and flies because they are attracted towards yellow color. So yellow color trap will attract the aphids and flies which can be collected and destroyed. Suction traps. These are used for ants, houseflies, stable flies, and hornworm moths. These are some traps, light traps, which are implemented in the field. So below the light, you can see the container. So in that container, we can put kerosene. So when the insects are attracted towards the light, they are directly fall into the kerosene, or they can be collected and in the bag and destroyed. Physical measures. So it involves temperature, radiation, UV, visible light, and sound energy. The temperature. First is low temperature. Storing below or near freezing point prevent all damages from insects. As hibernating temperature is minus 30 degree Fahrenheit, low temperature exposures are not always effective, but other stages of the insect can be destroyed by subjecting them to the low temperature. Second is superheating, means higher temperature. So 43.3 degree centigrade temperature is used to kill pest of cereals, coffee beans, and seeds. Radiation. Radio frequency waves, RF, infrared, IR, ultraviolet, UV, and ionizing radiations can also be used for controlling the insect pest. RF is effective for controlling wood-eating insects like termites, beetles, and stored grain pests such as Tribolium, which is red flower beetle, and Cytophilus is the rice weevil. IR exposure to infrared leads to rise in temperature to the level which ultimately causes death of the insect. Insects like moths and mosquitoes have IR sensors and can be drawn to IR source and killed. Ionizing radiations, X-rays, gamma rays have lethal effects. They induce sterility at lower dose. So this can be used in male sterile techniques. When the males are sterile, that will affect the reproductive potential of the pest. Mortality in stored grain pest within a week is observed when exposed to 200 to 500 K rad. It inhibits development at 10 K rad in anobium eggs. UV ultraviolet lamp is used to attract insects. So these can be used in the traps. Exposure of apple plant to UV interrupt the egg laying of codling moth. It is lethal at higher doses. Visible light. It is used to produce positive phototaxis, means orientation towards the light, means attracts, or negative phototaxis or repel the insects. Inducing diapause, the visible light can be used for changing photo period during development because the development stage is correlated with the photo period. Next is by modifying the behavior or oviposition habits. For example, blue, green, and violet light termites the typos of Antheria pyrenixi. Sound energy. Wood-boring insects prevented from entering due to vibrations. Vertebrate pests like monkey birds can be frightened by loud sound. Next is biological control. It involves use of natural enemies of pests like predators, parasites, and microorganisms to check various pests. The predators are the organisms that prey on some kind of pest at different stages of growth. For example, reptiles like lizards, amphibians like frogs, toads, they feed upon adult insects, while fishes feed on insect larvae. Parasites. Hymenopteran braconide is used to control jawar stem borer and castor semilooper. Microorganisms like viruses, example nuclear or cytoplasmic polyhedrosis virus, bacteria, Bacillus thuringiensis to control Lepidopteran. Bacteria Bacillus papilli is used to control Coleopteran or beetles. Fungi Metarhizium for wide range of pests. Thus, we can summarize the pest control practices. These are of two types, preventive and curative. The preventive involves cultural control, which includes selection of seeds, tillage operation, crop rotation, field sanitation, host plant resistance, habitat manipulation and diversity, pruning and thinning, alter planting and harvest dates. Curative measures include chemical control, mechanical methods, physical methods, biological control, and integrated pest management. So integrated pest management means use of any three or more methods of pest control. For example, you can use physical methods along with the chemical control measures, or you can use mechanical methods, means shaking of the branches of the tree so that the larval stages and egg or pupae of the pest will fall down. You can collect them and you can subject them to chemicals like kerosene, or you can destroy them by any other means. Then such practices are called as integrated pest management. We studied types of pesticides, and the pesticides are classified based on target, mode of action, activity, and chemical nature. Accordingly, the different types of pesticides we have studied the first target and mode of action in the first part, and third and fourth, that is activity and chemical nature, in the second part of the video. Thank you.